jam in your universe.
Konnichiwa friends, I'm Jonathan Miller and welcome back to Jonathan Miller Music, helping you become a better indie artist. I make electronic dance pop music and every Wednesday on this channel I'm helping others take their music to level 2. If that sounds good, consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. Maybe giving this video a like. If not, then Taylor Swift is very disappointed in you. Yeah, she told me we're like best friends or something. Okay, we're not, whatever, but subscribe! Alright, so this is my reaction video to Fearless, Taylor's version finally being released. We've been waiting a long time for this, and normally I script my videos, but today I'm talking completely off the cuff. All week long on my social media, I've been doing a Taylor Swift hype week, talking about her contributions to the music industry, talking about her albums and her lead singles, all leading up to today. But let me tell you, OMG was out to mute all of my videos on TikTok, so today I'm not gonna share any of her music in this specific video, but I did film my actual reactions listening to the album. So today I'm just gonna share my initial thoughts, reactions, and feelings, both as a singer, a songwriter, and a musician. And recording this right now, I have only heard the album one time, even all the songs that she was pre-releasing from the vault. So these are my real, honest reactions. And before we get started, in case you haven't seen, I have done a full video about her master recordings, explaining them, why she's even doing them in the first place, which you can check out with the link in the description below. Swifties, buckle in, let's go. The guitars, the vocals, BRB, I'm crying. What I loved about this song is that a lot of her original vocal cracks have been kind of polished over, and it's nice to hear those country hard R's again, whereas in pop music, singers tend to soften R's. It's a vocal technique, but hearing that country twang in her voice just a little bit again, you can take the girl out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the girl. Honestly, this one was absolutely perfect for me, and I like that that last note is just slightly extended. And overall, I really liked how the strings were just a little bit brighter too. It adds to that nice clean and polished sound. Love this one. This sounds so mature. Her first chorus vocals were just a little bit different, which happens with age and maturity. But overall in this album, I was really impressed with how she was able to recreate her own vocal cracks from when she was like 18. When you're re-recording something like this, you have to fight the urge to want to change everything and do things as you would do them now. But I was really impressed with her preservation of the originals overall on this album. In the original, I think she goes, "I found time can heal most," but in this one she goes, "But I found time can heal most." And to me, it's such a slight change, but it adds to that maturity. You know, she's in her 30s now, and she wrote this about when she was 15, when she was like 18 or 19 years old. Her perspective has changed, and even though it's supposed to be a recreation of the original, you can hear a little bit of that maturity in her voice, and I don't know, it just hits different for me. And 15 is one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs, so I just love what she did with this one. Love Story is perfectly polished. I love that when she announced that Fearless was going to be her first re-release, that just like the original Fearless, she dropped Love Story first. I love that kind of tie-in to the original, and every time I hear that intro, it takes me right back to high school, junior year. My junior year of high school is the year that my choir performed in New York City at Carnegie Hall, and Love Story came out right at the beginning of the school year. So when we performed at Carnegie Hall, it was in March of 2009, and I believe Love Story came out in September. And so that entire time, I just remember Fearless and Taylor Swift being everywhere. Everyone wanted to sing Love Story. In fact, I remember my senior year grad night, there was a karaoke machine, and when I got up to the karaoke machine, the guy who was running it was like, "All right, choose a song, but please don't let it be Love Story again." That song was super popular for everybody. It's a favorite of mine, and this re-recording is just, in my opinion, completely flawless. She did everything right with it. I was listening to the original song earlier today. I had to prep for what was coming tonight, and I really like that her vocals are a lot more balanced and a lot more cleaner. I don't know if that's like music production advancements or if it's just her age. Either way, the overall mix is a lot brighter, and I really, really like that. And honestly, it just feels really nice to have Taylor sing country music again. It's what we all know her for, and in a way it kind of feels like coming home, but it's a little bit more than that, and I don't know if I have the right words to describe it, but I will say the one thing that revealed her age in this song was that little laugh towards the end. I miss her kind of being a dork and a goofball, so this one was really fun to listen to again. White Horse is one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs, and that subtle staccato in the instrumentation, you can just hear the technological advancements as opposed to even 2008. It's hard in music because you don't think about the advancements in production that happen, but when you hear the original and then you hear the re-recording, you can tell just slightly. I also really liked where the piano was placed in the mix, and that final chorus, I think she changed the lyrics to "This ain't our fairy tale." I thought in the original it was "This ain't a fairy tale." I could be completely wrong about that. Either way, it was much clearer, which I really appreciated. This was perfect. The amount of nostalgia that this song gave me, I can't even accurately describe for you. I used to sing Taylor Swift songs every Tuesday morning with one of my best friends in high school at the time, and we would trade off on this song all the time. So anytime I hear You Belong With Me, I am filled with so much nostalgia. I loved that Taylor was really able to recreate her emotions. At one point, I got completely lost that I was listening to a re-recording because everything felt so natural, but You Belong With Me, she absolutely nailed 100%. Again, her vocal notes are so mature now. There's just a little bit of polish. She found a way to balance her original cracks, or as she called it, her goblin voice, with her new vocal maturity. One thing I've always thought about Taylor Swift is she doesn't get the credit that she deserves for her vocal growth over the years. It's these really subtle notes and riffs and runs that she does on this album that give her age and training away. Because honestly, most of this record, if I heard it on the radio, I would think it was the original. And honestly, for an artist to do that is kind of hard, because to nail every single note and vocal crack and chord progression is really hard to recreate. Even for the most talented and gifted vocalists. You naturally change as you grow in the industry and get older. But she found a way to balance it all, and for me, that's the standout from the whole album. But more specifically with Breathe, I love hearing Colbie Caillat on this again. Their voices blend really well. We still need a proper female duet, Taylor. I don't know why you always have your female features in the background instead of just giving them a verse like you do with the men, but it's okay. I'ma let it slide. I'm just gonna call it a little quirk for now. The vocals were stronger, the strings were cleaner. Loved what she did with Breathe. Really, all I have to say about this is basically what I've already said. I don't understand how she was able to recreate her exact vocal cracks and then slightly polish her riffs and runs. Like, I'm really impressed by that, and I'm probably gonna talk about it 500 more times in this video. She just did a great job, what can I say? Okay, I know this isn't a ballad, but it kind of starts off that way, and it made me really miss her country ballads. I cannot wait to hear Back to December when we get to Speak Now. The echo in the intro is just absolutely gorgeous and stunning, and you can really tell how her voice is developed now. And also, this song actually helped me realize just how much shorter songs are now. There's so much excess instrumentation that's off of pop radio. Even country radio is kind of the same way. With shorter songs, you tend to miss the more emotive and thoughtful moments, or those moments where you can just let the music move you. And I know the current runtime for songs is like 3 minutes, but it'd be nice if songs could have some space again, because there's some real magic in that. And this song kind of reminded me of that. God, I miss her country songs. Also, hearing a woman in her 30s sing her teenage lyrics just is so cute and charming. I really love this and all of her word choices again, and her bridge style has changed so much over the years. Her style of bridge and completing her songs is so different now, and a lot of that comes with time and not just the whole genre change thing. Anyway, I really like this one. I love hearing her sing this again. I love her falsetto in this. It's much more polished than the original. Her vocal improvements are just incredible. She doesn't have her goblin voice. I find it so funny that she tweeted that out, considering how many times she's been made fun of for her voice, especially when she was this age. Overall, I love her vocal improvements. I love the song. It's so angsty, it's real, emotive. I was really happy to hear this one again. This song hits different now that she's in her 30s. It hit different back then, but now that she's in her 30s, it definitely hits different, especially thinking about how her mom had to fight breast cancer and thinking about her song Soon You'll Get Better with the Chicks. Like, it honestly made me want to cry. It's so sweet, it's so cute, and just a beautiful tribute to her mom and her family. I love this one. Sometimes simple is just enough. Sometimes I forget how rock and roll this song is. Her vocal dynamics are always really impressive on this song, and her recreations are just as good. And if you've ever wondered how she was able to jump between country, pop, alternative, and sometimes with rock in there, it's because she has the training. Country, pop, rock, and alternative are all very distinct genres, but they all stem from each other. And it's also why those genres cross over so much, which is funny since they are distinct worlds. Fans of those genres of music can get very protective, but Taylor always kind of moves between them because she can, and she has the training to. And also the line, "fight for what we worked for all these years," just really hits different on this re-recording, if you know what I mean. I love this original bonus track. It's so 2008 and it just makes me really happy. Although again, with her vocal maturity, sometimes her vocals kind of remind me of her 1989 era. Even though I know this is a song from 2008, but sometimes you can just hear it slightly. It also reminded me of just how her writing style has evolved. From this to like Folklore or even Evermore, her storytelling is still the same, it's just more mature. And this is a really good example to see how far she's come. Again, with this one, her riffs are more polished and her live instrumentation sounds really, really good. It sounds really good overall on this record. I had only heard this song like a couple times before today, so I wasn't really as familiar with it. To me, it's kind of like a new song, and it's also a really long song, and again, by today's standards, so much of it would be cut out. Regardless though, it does feel very 2008 and it fits really well with the rest of the album. This is honestly so beautiful. I'm so glad she decided to keep it because it really shows off her vocals and her tone. Obviously it does show off her writing because it's a more intimate version of the song, but you really get to hear her chord progressions and her vocal tone, which is something that doesn't always get to shine in a big pop number or even a country rock song that's drowned out by guitars. Again, I'm gonna say this, I think her vocal growth deserves more credit. Everyone used to hate on her voice every 5 seconds. And to me, this is a really beautiful piece. So even though we got the main version, I'm glad she decided to re-record the piano version as well. Okay, I'll be honest, I had never heard this song before. So I'm just gonna say that the banjo elements and just hearing her do country music feels like going home. And it just solidified to me that everything blends really well on this album, whether you'd heard some of the songs before or not. It all still feels like Fearless, which is important. So I'm glad it's on here. This feels very mid-2000s country. The lyrics are really cute. I love the panning on the instruments, and while I was listening to it, I honestly forgot it was a re-recording. I love that she is able to recreate her personality. I know it's her own and that might seem like a stupid thing to say, but you're a different person when you're 31 and when you're 18. And I love that she was just able to go back to that place and bring it forward. I still don't know why this wasn't on the full album of Fearless, because it fits really well. Major label artists, when making an album, record a lot of songs, and so many of them get cut. So for this re-recording album, I'm really glad she brought a lot of those back. And she decided to re-record her bonus tracks. She's a trained country singer, and I can picture her just having a lot of fun doing this song again. I love this song. Valentine's Day was a very cute movie. I haven't heard her sing this song in so long. And honestly, I totally forgot about Taylor and Taylor, which was a huge thing when I was in high school. I was so excited to see this on the track list. It's still such a great end credit theme. I absolutely love this one. This feels both like a new country song and an old country song. Yes, I know it's from the vault, but I can tell it's an older song because of how it's written. Her writing style gives it away. Trust me, as a songwriter, your perspective, your maturity, all of that changes, and it's very hard to write a song the same way you could when you were 18. And while listening to the song, it kind of felt like a prequel to her song Clean. I don't know if that's just because there was some lyric correlation, but I really liked Maren's background vocals on this one. It was really good. Okay, whoever made the decision way back when to cut this song from Fearless needs to be fired. The lyrics are absolutely perfect. I miss her level of sass in writing. That key change at the end, totally here for it. I mean, I can kind of understand why the song was cut because she already had Forever and Always, which was rumored about Joe Jonas as well. So I kind of understand why it got cut, but really it should never have been cut because that was just amazing and fun. I know we have Folklore and I know we have Evermore, but there's something special about her country storytelling. This song kind of gave me Tim McGraw vibes, but it also really fits well on Fearless, and honestly, it's just a really great song about falling out of love. I think it really captures those initial moments really well, and I kind of wish she would have kept this on the original Fearless, but I'm glad it's here now. I am so glad Keith Urban and Taylor Swift finally did a song together. What a full circle moment. I love Keith on this track. He's the perfect addition and their voices blend really, really well. Overall, they just sound so good together. The pads on this one feel really modern. I could see this song doing really well on like TV and film nowadays, but what gave it away as country is those background vocals. Country music has a styling of background vocals and they're placed a certain way in the mix to kind of give songs a more southern feel. Overall, I love the vocal production on this song. It was really good. I thought when I heard this song that I heard like the same piano melody of Fearless, but I think it's different. Again, I'm working off just one listen here, so maybe I'm completely wrong, but it sounded a little similar to me. I really love that this is basically the final track. It kind of feels like saying goodbye to this era all over again, even though the song meaning is a little different. It feels very naturally Fearless and is honestly just a really good ending. No iconic intro in this remix? Fine. But I'm deducting points for that. After Folklore and Evermore, I kind of miss Taylor's dance tracks now. This is a really fun remix of Love Story. I love the background vocoder in like the second Beast section and second verse. It's a nice little switch up that I like. The song is just really super fun and a great way to actually end Fearless, Taylor's version. So that is my reaction to hearing Fearless, Taylor's version for the very first time. Question of the video, what did you think of the album? Leave me a comment below letting me know. If you want to check out my video on Taylor Swift's master recordings, why she's even doing them, and what they're all about, and what I think it means for the industry going forward, I've left a link in the description below so you can check that out. This was such a fun dose of nostalgia for me that I really needed. This feels like the right time to start sharing these albums. I don't know what one's gonna be next. There's rumors that it's gonna be 1989 after she shared a little snippet of Wildest Dreams, which sounds flawless, of course. I cannot wait for the 1989 re-recording. It's my favorite Taylor Swift album. My body is ready for that. I really can't wait to see what comes next. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new. I put out new videos every single Wednesday. Once again, I'm Jonathan Miller, and I will see you next time. See you later.
I am a machine, not a robot, not an operation electronically. My messages are magnetic vibrations, once a pioneer.